Hey, welcome back to the Wheel Friends podcast, my comedy podcast where we explore the worlds of bicycling. I'm your host, Craig Richards. In today's episode, my friend Liz and I bike down to a local secret spot to talk about bike co-ops, our favorite bike repairs, and try to help another stranger whose bike has been stolen. All that and more after this. On Monday, July 17th, 2017, I met up with my friend Liz. Liz Rennie is an artist as well as a bike mechanic who happens to work at the Spoke Folks Bicycle Co-op here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Liz, what is the Spoke Folks?
So the Spoke Folks is an organization of like-minded individuals who want to get anybody and everyone on a bike. One time when we were at the stand just working, we were kind of talking about that, and I just threw out the phrase, I don't care what's in between your legs, it can fit on a bike.
That's a good positive message to have.
Yeah, so within that respect of like inclusivity, like we want to make sure everyone feels welcome in our space to learn and share kind of their knowledge and like love of bikes or need of bikes with this little community that we've created.
Yeah.
And spreading that.
A bicycle cooperative, bike co-op, bike kitchen, bike collective, or community bike shop, if you will, is an assisted service bicycle repair shop, usually organized as a volunteer cooperative. The Spoke Folks is a nonprofit co-op organization based in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Their mission is to increase and sustain bicycle ridership in the West Michigan area and beyond, as well as to make sure that people who are interested in cycling have access to safe and reliable bikes, thus empowering people to ride with pride and confidence. And their hope is to break down the obstacles that prevent people from cycling. They wish to make the bicycle a more viable mode of transportation in our community here. Simply put, they want more butts on bikes. And so your role there, you're a mechanic.
Yep.
What's your favorite thing to repair?
There's a few different things. Like I like replacing cables and stuff like that. In the way, just like I like watching a line go throughout a bike and then replacing something that's rusty and not working and making it shiny, and then like actually watching it go throughout the whole bike.
Yeah. Cables drive me nuts just because like you get to that finesse moment with the cables because I can force a cable through any like housing that I've just recently cut. Like you make it sound like this art, and I'm just like, that's you so bastard. Funny. Like, yeah. And so when it comes to brake adjustments, I feel like I'm such a Cro-Mag that I hate. Like, it's not my favorite thing.
That's okay. It's understandable. Yeah, there's definitely parts of bikes that I feel very similar to.
And I think that's a big reason for why I'm a single speed person, is because now you've got shifters in the mix, and now I've got these cables that adjust perfectly. Yeah. Like, no, I ain't got time for that finesse. I'm too clumsy.
That's too funny. Oh gosh, I know. Just trying to learn how derailleur works. Like, yeah. Ugh. Frig that.
All right, this is our new segment I started recently where we help a stranger. It's called Help a Stranger. And I went through Yahoo Answers, which I know is pretty cliche in the podcast world, but boy, I think there's a treasure trove just in the cycling collection, and I was not led astray. So this question, I did not bother looking up the person's name. We will call them... Liz, you pick the name.
We're gonna call them Charlene.
Charlene. And Charlene asked the world, who do you think stole my bike? Additional details, none.
Damn. Well.
So here's my guess at who stole the bike. Charlene probably lives out west, and this is what you call an outlaw. A bandit, a thief, a rascal, just a real asshole. And what Charlene needs to do now, I think, is go to the local gunfighter and ask him to help get her bike back. Because, like, stealing a bike to me is like stealing somebody's horse.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Steve.
Who do you think stole Charlene's bike?
Well, Charlene, I'd like to thank you for your strong belief in the internet community. And
Yahoo Answers, take the wheel.
Exactly. The internet is God, so there you go. Charlene, I think it was probably your local raccoons. I've seen them hanging around, and I've seen a few reports recently of these wild, as Craig said it, rascals.
Yeah, Charlene, next time you get home from your bike ride, make sure you take all of your snacks out of
Yes.
your bags. Otherwise, the raccoons are liable to just fuck off with the whole bicycle.
Yeah, the whole bike. Actually, I have a funny story about this.
Oh, yeah, okay. The time your bike got stolen by raccoons.
Well, the time our cookies got perfectly snatched out of our cooler on our bike on a camping trip. But my dad was the one who found them missing, quote unquote. So we're all kind of suspicious it might have just been my dad, like taking all the cookies out in the middle of the night. But he blames it on raccoons. So it could have been raccoons. But everything was placed like perfectly back, and the cookies were in the middle of the cooler. Like they would have had to like strategically do that. Anyways, that's my bike raccoon story.
So Charlene, ask your dad if
Yeah.
if he stole your bike.
Did you steal your bike and
Because
the cookies?
what I've learned about fathers today is they're not to be trusted. The correct answer probably is a real asshole.
Yeah.
An asshole stole your bike.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody who didn't realize how serious the bike meant to you, or any bike means to any person. I would be devastated.
Yeah.
It's my biggest fear in the whole world. So
Ooh, yeah.
actually do have a bike theft special in the works. So
Oh.
we'll be covering this one in the future. Thank God I didn't lose
Be
that
sure to
audio
bring
today.
Kleenex. It'll be a real teal drink.
Yeah, a teal jerker. All
All those blue tears coming out of your eyes. Just jerk the teal right out of me.
no more teal. For real though, before your bike goes missing, while you still have it, you should write down its serial number, which you can find either on the receipt that you bought it with, or if you flip it upside down and look at the bottom bracket shell, write down the make and model, as well as the color. Try and get a photo of you with the bicycle, showing as much of the bike as possible, and keep all of that in a safe place. That way, if your bike does get stolen, all of that info can help identify it and get it back to you. Also, it's important to report it stolen as soon as possible. Sadly, a majority of bicycles that are stolen in the United States are never reported and therefore never found. Did you do any biking while you were away for all the million things you had to do?
No, unfortunately.
No.
I asked and pleaded if I could bring a bike. But they said with the rocket box already on the roof, like driving that far in my mom's small car.
You should have got a folding bike and just pull the one over.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, I didn't bring a bike. Wink.
Yeah.
Dad.
I pull out
Cookie,
my pocket.
cookie dad.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny. But on our way back, my dad, he says, you know, I should just buy some inexpensive bikes and ship them out there so I can always have a bike out there. And I'm in the front seat, I go, I want one.
Yeah, like, duh, Dad.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah, you hurt my feelings. Like, I want a bike.
But you drove across country.
Yep,
Cool views.
it was.
I've never gone further west of Missouri.
Yeah, that was my first time. Like, I've flown
And you
to
couldn't bring a
Washington.
bike?
I
Oh,
know.
Dad.
It was.
Your dad's a bike person, isn't he?
Oh yeah, my dad's a super bike person.
He got you this Jameis, I remember.
He did. Yeah, he's the best. He may be a cookie thief, but he's pretty good.
And you, Dad, I'll pay for the rack for the back of the car. You're like, we'll get the hitch.
I'll pay for the extra gas for the drag that an 18-pound bike would make.
Like, I don't. When I go visit my parents in Ludington, I don't go without my bicycle because I'm like, what if I get the opportunity to ride my bike?
Oh yeah, I felt crazy. Like I was so cooped up. Like
I need to stretch my legs.
yeah, I need my sweet release. Like oh boy, it was intense. But the views, hell yeah. Like I've never really driven through like prairie. And then you get into the mountains, and we were in North Colorado, so you weren't like surrounded by it. It was still extremely open, which was totally new to me too, because we're freaking used to this all the time.
Yeah.
And then you're like, just hit with nothing. But I saw prairie dogs.
Nice.
And I saw a really cool lightning storm at night. So
That's worth it.
yeah, there were some cool things.
What drives me nuts about like prairies and fields and stuff is like a couple weeks ago, no, it was last week, Avery, David, Eli and I went.
pictures.
I got pretty bored taking pictures of bikes with field in the background.
Yeah.
That big flat expanse, I don't think I could really do.
Yeah.
Like, I need a couple curves, some winding roads. Like,
That's
thank
like-
God it was gravel. Otherwise, I probably would have been bored out of my skull.
Yeah, because then your brain was rattling around a little more. It had more
Yeah,
to do.
yeah. It had to, please don't concuss me.
Yes, exactly.
Which
Oh,
I have
man.
been falling off my bike more recently. So
What?
I did that. There was a 3 a.m. ride the other day.
Yeah, what? I saw your Snapchat or your Instagram story. Sorry.
I didn't know who to invite because I like a novelty bike ride, and I didn't know who to invite to this. I'm like, who would also
Yeah.
like to get up at 3 a.m.
I would've
and
just
bike until
stayed up.
7 a.m. Well, I goofed.
Uh-oh.
What I did was I set the alarm for 2 a.m. and then I slept through it. And I went to bed at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
But this, like, I was excited for this because, again, like, I don't do races. I'll do events.
Yeah.
Like, fun novelty rides, I'm in 100%.
Same.
So, like, especially unsanctioned ones, I don't like signing into stuff.
Oh,
but
yeah.
that's neither here nor there. So, I went to bed after 12:30, woke up at 3:37, and luckily Newland had
Yeah.
he had set up a tracker on his phone, so I just met up with
Oh,
them.
nice. Ooh.
But yeah, I ended up going over the bars that night.
Yikes.
Well, not
Ollie
really over the
tug.
bars, because that would have been my second time in a month. But I was definitely thrown off my bicycle
Yeah.
into a pipe that was angled, and then a thorn bush. So I
Oh.
got that was
A rock in a hard place.
yes.
A thorn bush in the left pipe.
Big thanks to Liz Rennie for being on the show today. You can check out her art at cargocollective.com/Liz Rennie, RENNIE. You can look her up on Instagram, _itsLiz, all one word, no apostrophe, and then another underscore. And she also has a showing coming up with some other artists August 4th at 6 p.m. at the Bend Gallery in Grand Rapids, Michigan. If you're interested in finding a bike co-op near you, I recommend bikecollectives.org. They seem to have a pretty extensive list of bicycle co-ops in every single state. If you're looking for the Spoke Folks, you can find the Spoke Folks on various social media outlets, as well as spokefolks.org. Speaking of the Spoke Folks are throwing an event called the Beer City Bike Fest, August 26th in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's a bike carnival and music festival all rolled into one. There are various games, events, activities, and a pretty sweet musical lineup. A Lady Ace Boogie's gonna be there, Bike Tough is gonna be there, and those are the only two I remember. Also, there should be some craft beer and cider from the area. Best of all, it's totally free. You can find additional details on that on the Spoke Folks Facebook page, and we'll share it on ours as well. As always, make sure to follow us on social media. We're the Wheel Friends on Facebook and Instagram, and at the Wheel Friends on Twitter. For other inquiries, you can shoot us an email at wheelfriendspodcast@gmail.com. I'm your host, Craig. Till next time, go ride your bike.